along with Eric Bodenhofer here from NCM, bringing you tonight's action. Eric here from up here from Norwood as the Mustangs take on Medfield.
And there's the horn.
Eric, going to be a great game tonight. Medfield comes in 0-2, looking for their first win of the season. Mustangs had a great weekend where they split up there with Hopkinton, and so this one I think is going to shape up to be a really great game tonight. Two coaching legends between Coach obviously McDonald on our end and Herb Grace, the longtime coach at Medfield. So I think this is going to be a real good one tonight. Looks like Mustangs won the opening toss, so we get the ball.
Here we go. Is Bukowski inbounds to McDonough. Pick the ball up, finding Noah Bodette, drives to the basket, finding McDonough again out to Demarius Daniels. Bodette with the shot. Oh, Bodette crashes the boards and manages to force the jump ball possession arrow turnover. So
great hustle in there. Demarius, just absolutely, crushed right in that lane there to, kind of effectuate that turnover, as it were, and if nothing else, we got the possession coming back our way, with that jump ball, or the turnover, as it were, not having jump balls anymore.
Norwood picked up the pressure really high there. Oh, and forces an errant shot. Rebound by Cam McDonough. And finds Joey Steves, goes hard to the basket, and gets the foul.
I think that was I think actually they called the block on number 5. He did a nice job of blocking that foul. That's going to Bacchiecchio, who I just looking at from the last couple games that Medfield have is a guy to keep an eye on, number 5 right there. Nice look inside. That's just too bad. Good look though.
Good job to find the cutting Wachowski there by Daniels.
Medfield on the turnover there on the double dribble. Both squads trying to find that first basket of the evening, kind of just getting, trying to feel each other out here. Mustangs have had the better of, the opportunities, at least early on anyway.
Yeah, I think, the start of the game, nerves. I think everyone's going up a little stronger, finding their range, which Cam McDonough is right there.
Nice way to start there.
And after taking that three-point basket, Cam McDonough picks up his defense high on the Medfield ball handler, who was Bacchiecchio, and I apologize for that pronunciation.
Yeah, we were looking at the roster here, and that was one name that I said this was going to be a tough one.
maybe we could just call him Johnny B.
There you go. Oh,
there we go.
Nice move there.
For Charles, it's Sakaris.
That was a nice drive there. Strong to the hoop. Was able to draw the foul on that, and as we mentioned, Eric, with this situation, because it's the third shot there on the one, and the extra shot, everyone comes in on the key.
Yes, there actually does need to be rebounding, but when it's 2 shots,
wide open
nice
underneath,
look
great
there.
look.
Bukowski to find the
great
soft spot in the D there. Good look from Joey Steves, who now makes the steal on the other end. Going to drive to the hoop and get taken down rather hard.
Excellent work by the junior there. Really, really working strong. Saw that pass, picked it off, almost kind of baited the Medfield player into making that pass, and good give and go there as well.
Nice cut. Oh, a little strong.
Ooh. That's an interesting call right there. It certainly looked like Steves kind of got bumped by the Medfield player, but the call went against him. So that was nice give and go there by Wachowski and Steves.
Edward Ariel. Daniel Bach.
Yeah, you could see Bach was trying to hold that foot down and not, but it must have slid a little bit, and the ref picked him up for that on the travel. But you could see he was trying to hold that foot down.
Oh, kick.
Nice to see Cam really pushing that ball up. Eric, you were saying in terms of this last weekend versus Hopkinton where they split the series, Cam and Noah Bodette had a couple really good games as well as Joey Steves. So see what these guys can do to continue kind of pick up play here early on in the season.
Yeah, absolutely. So Joey Steves passes up a 3 and then looks to move the ball around. Demarius Daniels dribbles into traffic, unfortunately. Gives the ball back up. Brendan Lawless to Backey again, who tough shot forced. Daniels looking for Cam McDonough on the run out.
That's too big.
And unfortunately just off Cam's hands and out of bounds.
Just lost possession over there. That was, really nice push. I think, Back was kind of maybe looking for the foul underneath here as he drove to the hoop. Didn't get it, and then a quick, transition by the Mustangs, and Cam just lost the handle on it. Oh, nice block there.
Matt Mahoney and Cam McDonough going up for that. Mahoney gets the ball back. Joey Steves wide open for a three. Let's see if he can sink it. Oh, just a little rim out. Medfield controls, pushing the ball back up.
It's a nice look by Joey, though. He had a nice look at that hoop.
He did. Ariel with the shot, misses long, and Cam McDonough to Noah Bodette.
Stays that way. The Mustangs have really kind of come out, pushing Coach McDonald's offense. I mean, she is one who really likes to watch that up-tempo game. If you watch her style, especially last year, her first year here where she really brought this to the program, she preaches that pushing the ball. So you're going to, someone like Cam McDonough is really going to kind of, log some miles tonight as he's, her style is to push that ball up onto the offensive zone. Mustangs have started out this first quarter doing exactly that.
Yeah, and it's clearly a guard-dependent offense. So thankfully, she's got some really good ones. As Matt Mahoney tries to guard out wide, and Joey Steves out top. Caleb Lawson trapped on the baseline, kicks it back out.
Always nice to see those defensive rebounds. It's a great job there blocking out. You're in great position there as Noah was able to pull down that rebound. He really kind of helped, create the space to pull in that rebound.
Got a substitution coming in. Robbie Wachowski heading out, and that's Brendan Francis, number 2, checking in.
I know earlier this fall, I think Cam was actually interviewed on Channel 25 along with Coach McDonald in terms of what it's going to be like this fall. And so, I know Cam has really worked hard this offseason here for his senior year. Probably not the way he wanted it, but, as much as work as he had done his junior year, he's really ready for this last year here up at the high school.
Yeah, thankfully, they're despite everything going on, they're actually managing to have a season. So
exactly. And you and I were here, certainly for the the JV game earlier this weekend, and again with nobody here, certainly it's quiet. But for someone like probably Coach Grace and Coach McDonald, you can really communicate well now with your players because technically they should be able to hear you. They may be ignoring you, but I think they can probably they could probably have a better job of hearing you anyway.
Yeah. So junior Ryan Fitzsimmons checked in for his classmate Joey Steves, so I think it picked up a foul, and Coach McDonald wanted to sit him. Fitzsimmons out the top.
I think that, right there looks like it. If I can hear again, one of the nice things about not having the crowd is that you can hear the referee. I guess they had to reset the shot clock, so no foul or anything like that.
Mahoney driving. Set up for Francis, trying to back him down.
Good strong work.
Strong move, but
that's too bad. Yeah.
Travel.
Yep. Really working hard though. We know that Coach McDonald lost a bunch of seniors last year from her first team, and but she still is. I was talking to her this fall. Very excited about the crew that she's got, and I think there's a couple sophomores here. We got a freshman in Matthew Mahoney, so we know what the JV brings. So the program just continues to grow and grow with this under Coach McDonald.
Well, and I think as tough as it is to lose seniors, to now have kids who are in the second year in your system, that's a good thing to have too.
Right.
So. Both teams have really gone cold from the floor. Nobody really able to buy a basket at the moment, and see if
I was just about to say we got 3 minutes left here in the first quarter. It is still 5-3, and Yeah, both
Daniels
squads.
really looking to push, and
There it
finds
is.
Fitzsimmons for a nice finish there.
That's a great look too. Very often, to me, it's the assist, and he set up Fitzsimmons nicely for the nice easy bucket.
No, absolutely. We talked about this with the girls JV, right? It's the movement off the ball. It's being in the right place. Oh, and there we go. Number 14 for Medfield, Reese Hanna, who gets the three-point shot to fall finally for Medfield.
Well, it's funny. A couple trips down the floor earlier, Hannah had that same look, passed it off, and you could hear Coach Grace basically kind of telling him to take that shot because he was that wide open. And kind of same thing again, Coach Grace wants Hannah to take that shot.
Strong rebound from Francis, and then a nice just push the ball up.
Great
up
look.
tempo, move up the floor quickly with those passes, and the easy bucket for Daniels there.
Yeah, it's that transition game that really kind of can push the ball up the floor quickly. Quick, sharp, strong passes.
Hannah, the three-point marksman, had the ball, giving it up there to Backy, and now Caleb Lawson again to Back. Rebound from Daniels. Had his head up, looking to push with a long pass. Couldn't quite get it. Cam McDonough is going to drive that lane.
Nice pass there by Daniels to Cam, and again, I think Cam, with his speed and his court sense, saw just that small little opening, that small little gap. Drove hard to the basket, and really all the Medfield player could do at that point was kind of collapse down on him, take the foul.
So Daniels inbounding the ball here.
Medfield getting a number of substitutions in here as well.
Further ensuring that I won't really know who's doing what for the Medfield team. Well, try there, but sounds like maybe that was not what the coaches wanted. I heard run the play from a Norwood coach there. So.
Initially, Cam had thought that the ball had gone. I think it looked like he thought the ball had gone out on Medfield, but Francis had, admitted I think he touched it. He did touch it last, so the ball stays here. And again, because it went out of bounds underneath Medfield's net basket, it's coming out here to the side.
Oh, Steve's going for the steal on Cronin, doesn't quite get there. Bacchietto, Johnny B. And again, apologies to his parents if they're watching, and his grandparents if they're watching. And
once again, strong. I think that's what the Mustangs are looking to do here. They are just going to try to drive this basket tonight. Other than Cam's initial three, I think that he had early on, everything else has been, driving, hard to that basket tonight.
Yeah, and either going for the layup or actually, as Daniels did earlier, laying it off nicely for an easy hoop from Fitzsimmons as Daniels makes the first free throw, and now the rebounders will enter the picture. Oh, looks like we're going to get a substitution here. Carl Schletzbaum coming in for Francis.
Gets his hand sanitizer, and he's ready to go.
He's ready to go. Since he's a forward, maybe that's some stickum, so help with the rebound too, right? And Daniels makes it the second.
Nice when you make both of those.
Yeah, absolutely. I think we talked about this in the girls JV, right? You make them early in the game, so you don't have to make them. They're not quite as important late.
Exactly. And we saw, unfortunately, the girls JV came up just short against Hopkinton this weekend, but because they had made the free throws early on, they put themselves in a position where, if you needed to pull it out, you were in position to be able to do so. So I love seeing early free throws made. Just the last minute here of the first quarter, Mustangs up by 5.
Simmons to Schletzbaum. Finds McDonough. McDonough's going to turn the corner, see if he can get around. Gets trapped on the baseline.
Nice defense. That was a nice job as the Medfield player. Looks like Lawson had kind of, doubled down on Cam and it just gave Cam nowhere to go and just took the ball away from him. Great defense by the Medfield players there.
So shot clock is off, so Norwood can wait for this last shot. Joey Steves out on the perimeter, driving, looking for the floater, couldn't quite get there. Pops Schletzbaum with the rebound back out to Fitzsimmons.
Nice pressure here to see if they can prevent Medfield from getting the last shot now.
Oh,
That's
that
a
was
nice spin.
Move from Backy there. Just couldn't quite get the basket to fall, but he did get the foul, and it's a shooting foul, so shooting 2. A chance to get this to a one-possession game. And he makes the first. So Fitzsimmons and Schlutzbaum enter the box to rebound here. Oh, and a quick sub to put Robbie Wachowski in for Ryan Fitzsimmons. The final 2 seconds.
Off a rebound. Oh, okay, so we still got 1.7. Quick little chuck right here. He lets it go.
Daniels can get it.
That'll count if it goes.
Yeah, just a bit outside.
Not a bad first quarter for the Mustangs. Eric, I think kind of the same thing. Both teams kind of came out trying to kind of maybe feel each other out. We got some early scoring going on, and then all of a sudden it seemed to kind of both squads were having trouble finding the hoop, and then there towards the tail end, it felt like things kind of started to at least pick back up for both teams. I think Coach McDonough's got to be I keep calling him McDonough. McDonald has got to be pleased again with the tempo.
Absolutely.
That she brings to the boys are bringing tonight. Like I said, both of these coaches are just legends. Here it's a real privilege to be able to watch the two of them. We know all about Coach McDonald in terms of the success she had over in Braintree with the girls program there for a number of years, 4 state titles and over 200 wins. But I mean, Herb Grace, who's been coaching over at Medfield for close to 30 years now. I mean, he is a staple in this Medfield program. I understand just last February, just as things were unfortunately wrapping up, he notched his 400th win, which is just a huge accomplishment in the coaching world. So we are just privileged to have these two coaches with both their squads. I saw them talking earlier before we came on air, and I'm sure they both well respected by each other, and it's so you've got two really well coached teams here tonight.
No, absolutely. And I think the coaching fraternity and sorority now, certainly for the boys, it's a pretty tight-knit group as far as I can tell. It seems like there's a lot of on Twitter kind of retweeting of one another, and I think they're more than happy to sort of chat about strategy and the like, and I'm sure that someone like Coach McDonald, who has been so successful herself, recognizes someone like Herb Grace as being someone she might be able to learn something from, and I'm sure her probably feels the same way too. So.
Yep. All right. So we'll see what the Mustangs can, maybe increase this lead here. Just sitting on a 3-point lead, but Medfield gets the early throw-in.
Katsikaris inbounds to backing up to Bacciecchio. I'm going to go with Bacciecchio, I've decided. Katsikaris again. Baki drives the baseline. Oh, called it a stop. Wow.
That's twice that back's been called for the travel right in the key. A quick first step, though, by Nathaniel. I mean, he can really move quickly to that hoop, and that's something you're going to have to kind of keep an eye on.
Noah Bodette did well to come down with that pass. And Cam McDonough finds the range early in this second quarter.
Great job
Brett
there
Nickerson
by Cam.
Had the ball briefly, handed it off to Bacciecchio. Now we've got Katsikaris again. Back to Nickerson. To Baki, who almost traveled and stumbled a little bit.
Third one.
Oh, and that's a nice job by the Medfield forward there to tip that back out. Bacciecchio to Nickerson. Back to Nickerson. Out wide to Katsikaris, who drives. Nickerson there.
That was nice defense there, and you could even hear Coach McDonald, calling that out. That was a great job keeping them all outside. Strong inside.
Wachowski does a nice job to sort of get position there, and Joey Steves just a little lob over his defender.
Yep.
Robbie gets and almost the steal on the other end.
Rob certainly brings a lot of size and strength underneath that basket. Quite a weapon for a coach. You get that ball in down low, and you can just see the size of him. He's just a strong young man. Quite an athlete.
Yeah, a great football player, baseball player, clearly a good basketball player. Joey Steves looking to push the tempo like Coach McDonald would like. Loses the handle. Recovered by Bacciecchio. Looking for the trailer. Nope. Turns the corner. Finds Baki, who walks.
That's his third travel. I gotta, He's just going to have to try to, kind of relax himself down here. Every time he seems to do it, he seems to kind of like throw his palms up to look for the, what's going on. But
that one I think was the clearest of them. So
Yeah.
for a couple others, it seems like maybe, you could argue, but
another
goes
strong
to the
look down.
hoop and
Yep.
draws the foul. So this should be a shooting foul, 2-2. So, 1-1. So he'll get to 2 shots. He'll take the first one without rebounders, and then with rebounders. So sort of like the technical foul, as everyone falls somewhat silent. And
I remember last year there were 2 seniors whose name escapes me right now, but were football players as well, and kind of that same mold as Witkowski. That he just so strong underneath that net last year. So it's kind of nice that he's back to kind of pick that up.
yeah. Definitely, you figure a kid who's used to playing football is not going to have a hard time boxing out.
Yeah,
under the,
exactly.
Probably just has to recalibrate a little bit. Oh, Joey Steves with quick hands almost gets to that. As Edward Ariel makes them. Oh, and Witkowski comes down strong with that rebound. Finds Cam McDonough to push the ball up.
It was a nice move inside by the Medfield player, but again, kind of strong defensive work. See, Witkowski was trying to work that pick there for the give and go.
Then the drive stops, pops. And
that's his shot too. That was Cam had a good look at that basket right there.
It's Edward Ariel pushing that ball up. Finding Bach again, who doesn't travel that time. Oh, that was nice. Nice little cut there. From
Good look.
Katsikaris. Oh, Daniels loses the handle there. Medfield's done a good job of that sort of half-court trap.
Yeah,
a few
you see they
times
do
here.
it right there. Yep. Yeah, and I think McDonald is going to, because that was a quick, sudden change over to the full court, press, and if you're not ready for that, you can get yourself a little bit of panic, and I think that's what was happening. The Mustangs weren't quite ready how to react to it, so now, coach will take the time to, draw up, all right, this is how we're going to try to beat this, because, Katsikaris, you could see, here on the near side was able to trap the ball, go in for the layup, and then after the layup, quickly went back to the far side as part of that second man in for the trap. And I think, McDonald had just had enough right now. Says, stop, let's regroup, recalibrate, so we can figure out how to beat the trap.
And it's it's early in the season yet. This team was quarantined for a while and unable to practice together. So I'm sure some of this is just in many ways these games are another practice, just because they haven't had as much time to work through scenarios, right? So a good opportunity for Coach McDonald to hit pause, talk to the boys about how you adjust, what you do to beat that trap, and come back out
and like I said, even if they are practicing, there's a huge difference between a practice and a game situation.
Absolutely.
Even if you try to go 5-on-5, amongst the Mustangs, it works so much differently when you bring in 5 guys from Medfield, for example.
Right.
So.
Matt
Foul
Mahoney
before
there,
the shot.
driving the basket and drawing the foul.
Yeah, nice to see the freshmen getting some playing time here and becoming assertive and taking it right to the hoop early on.
Absolutely. It's always kind of impressive to see freshmen playing sports like high school sports at the varsity level, because they're playing against basically full-grown men.
Yeah.
And they themselves are often 2 years away from even approaching their. Oh, that was nicely defended there by Brendan Lawless.
And you could see Cam when he made that pass, when he kind of just tried to lob it in, that he knew as soon as he let it go, really, that was probably not the...
Good position by Ariel there.
Yep.
He's able to get position, box out, and take the pass, and then go up strong and easy and get the basket and draw the foul. So an opportunity for Medfield to tie it up.
Yeah, the Warriors have, kind of worked themselves back right into this one. Like you said, 4:48 left here in the second quarter.
Oh, that was a fortunate.
Outstanding.
Yeah, nicely done by Joey Steves to recover from that. It was a very fortunate bounce right to Ariel, but
and that kind of just shows you too that normally it's not just 4 guys in the key. You generally last year when you got the key stacked with your players, does the shooter get that ball? Generally not, because you've got someone who blocks him out.
Right, absolutely. Baki out to the arc, drives the basket, draws the foul, but doesn't get it to fall. But going to the line for 2 shots and an opportunity to not only tie the game for Medfield, but put them in the lead for the first time.
Yeah, you can see that Nathaniel's been working on that all night long. He's working straight into that lane.
Absolutely. So Medfield has now tied it up, and Baki has a chance to give them their first lead of the evening. Got Francis back in, and he and Steves are the Norwood rebounders. Baki manages to, oh boy, manages to corral that loose ball and nearly ruin Noah Baudette's night, if not a longer period of his life. So
smart play. I
Yeah.
mean, I think backdoor saw it going out of bounds and played it off the Mustang defender.
Francis did a nice job to pop out to close off that lane. Baki's managed to.
That's the right call right there. Yeah, Box had a nice few couple minutes down here down this end between working strong to the basket, making that play there as he played the ball off of the Norwood defender and then comes right back and maybe able to corral that rebound and then smartly takes a timeout before there's either a tie up or some sort of either a traveling violation, which
Right.
he's it's happened to him a couple times so far tonight.
No, but I think we've seen this with some of the earlier games. It's definitely a game of runs, and you get a few points down, you shouldn't panic, and Medfield certainly didn't. They kept playing their game, and Norwood just now has to take the blow and see if they can't, punch them back, so to speak.
Right, exactly. And I think maybe Coach McDonald's going to try to get back to what was working earlier on with just real quick upbeat tempo for these guys, driving strong to the hoop. They've had a couple chances on some give and goes, and again, Witkowski with that big body underneath. See if you can exploit, some of the smaller size. Certainly, again, just his overall size, not just necessarily height, but I think he's just a big body underneath there that can certainly do a lot of damage to get that ball down low to him.
Yeah, no doubt. I think if he gets position on the low blocks, it's going to be hard for anybody on the Medfield team to move him. So.
Exactly.
Pacieccio finds Lisana. Baki back out to Pacieccio, who just to make the turn, can't. Finds Hannah. Baki up top. Ariel looking for the elbow jumper.
Same
Francis
team.
comes down with the rebound. Looking for Daniels. All right. So Medfield back quickly to keep the Norwood from really running out on that. But so now Norwood will get into the half-court set. As Bodette drives in, finds Francis back out at the arc. Mahoney Dylan finds Steves. Trying to back his man down. Skip pass, unfortunately, go off target, and Bodette couldn't bring it down.
Yeah,
So good defense there by Medfield. Let's see.
Really nice defense. What I like about Coach McDonald is that she's constantly coaching these guys, and you could see as they were coming back on the floor, back here on defense, she's got Noah Baudette, and she's just kind of constantly coaching in terms of next time down, this is what we're looking to do, and she is a constant coach.
So Pacieccio comes up short, and Matt Mahoney drives the lane, and drives the ball forward and manages to draw the foul on the blocking foul on Pacieccio. So now Norwood is in the bonus, so every foul here on out will put the Norwood player on the line.
Yeah, and that's you're looking at 3 minutes 14 seconds left. That's a lot of time to kind of again take that to the hoop, and any foul here, like you said, is going to put you right on the line.
Mahoney misses the first one, and Medfield gets the rebound. Lake looks to push the ball up, finds Ariel out high at the arc. No look to Baki. Bodette can't corral it and ends up going off of him for a midfield ball and a new 30-second shot clock. Oh, got some substitutions here. As Joey Steves takes a seat. And Brendan Francis too.
I've noticed, the past couple times down, though, that, Medfield really is kind of like started to take over. There's another one right there in terms of the rebounding. Another one there, early on the Mustangs were getting these. Oh, that's a great takeaway.
Yeah, it really was.
But the Medfield Warriors have really kind of stepped up, taken.
Boy. Wow. Robbie Witkowski had a head of steam.
Yeah, I don't know if I'd get in front of Robbie as he comes down that.
No, I think Ariel's the only player on the midfield team who might have the size, for the gumption to do it, and he's coming up a bit lame after that.
Yeah, that was quite a bit of contact, and then you hit that ground, and that could leave a mark.
Caleb Lawson checks back in for Ariel, who's taken a seat to recover from the Witkowski Express.
Okay, now we talked about free throws, and the Mustangs here on the past couple times with these, the 1-on-1s, and Witkowski with the 2 shots here. They got to start to put these in so they don't come back to bite them later on in the game.
So a little confusion on the Norwood side. They only have one rebounder, Ryan Simmons.
Yeah, and you never know. I mean, that might have been,
Yep.
Oh, it's a nice move again. Boy, he just.
Oh, and
wow.
quick hands there.
He has really picked it up. Boy, this guy is just really playing quite well.
Yep. I think all those traveling calls really pissed him off.
Yep.
Oh, that was a nice little jump step. Simmons, trying to get to the ball. Tie up.
Yeah, that comes Mustangs' way. That was a quick whistle. Like I think earlier that maybe if they'd gone a little bit longer, Medfield might have been able to get a timeout on that. But yeah, Nathaniel Back is really this past, especially the second quarter, both on the offense and the defensive side, have really kind of picked up the game.
Joey Steves is checked back in for Matt Mahoney. Cam McDonough's bringing the ball up, and Medfield's going to this midcourt trapping D. Ooh. They're trapping all over the court.
Yeah. Medfield's doing a really nice job of bringing that second guy down, really leaving Robbie with no option there as he was completely caught in that corner.
It was. He apparently drew the foul and doing so. No, I guess not, because they should be at the line if that's the case, so not sure what that was.
That's
Daniels
a great look.
Just a little jumper there to
pulls in his 7th point of the night.
Sort of end the Norwood drought. As Lawson drives and kicks back out to Lawless. Lawson to Lawless. I like it. Oh! I don't know how Daniels threaded that needle. And then Fitzsimmons couldn't quite handle the pass, but did a great job of dropping it back there for Joey Steves, who, going strong to the basket, draws the foul.
He really did that. That was great court sense there by Fitzsimmons. He kind of felt that he was obviously the momentum was taking him out of bounds, and was fortunate enough that Witkowski was coming in right behind him as well, and folks coming down there.
Joey Steves makes the first of what is now 2 free throws, or I guess it was originally 2 free throws. Shooting foul. Got Fitzsimmons and Witkowski in to rebound, and Daniels and McDonough guarding the perimeter players there. Substitution is Carl Schlutzbaum. Comes in for Robbie Witkowski. Norwood's going to start picking up their pressure a little higher at court.
Yep.
Really make them work for what they're getting. But Brendan Lawless does a nice job of breaking the pressure on his own. Oh, Hannah did a nice look down there to Riddick. Oh, and then Riddick does well to come down with that. Out to Hannah.
I think that's one thing that Coach McDonald is probably going to want to talk with these guys at halftime.
There we go. Daniels
is that
finally comes down
rebounding
with
ability.
the rebound. Oh, that's too much. So Reese Hanna is definitely, I think, one of Medfield's 3-point specialists, as they kept trying to feed him out there beyond the arc, and he wasn't shy about putting it up there. I think sometimes the up tempo trying to push the ball so hard does lead to things like that.
Yeah.
You hit the home run or it's a strikeout, and nothing in between.
Yeah, and I think you saw Coach McDonald. She put Mahoney in right there, just for Daniels on that substitution, just to kind of get him to slow down. it's a right idea, but just obviously too much on it.
Yeah, and also you got to do it kind of at the right time, and maybe that wasn't optimal. Oh, and McDonough fights off the screen.
Got numbers, good bounce pass.
Here's Mahoney. And draws the foul. Found himself under the basket, but able to still draw the foul. Go to the line for 2.
Nice bounce pass there by Cam McDonough. Just nice look.
Yeah, so this is the kind of, Norwood really has not been doing so well from the foul line this game, and it may come back to haunt them. So hopefully Mahoney can sink this second one, or if not, one of our 2 Norwood rebounders, either Schlutzbaum or Fitzsimmons, will come away with the. And
unfortunately, neither one of them.
All right, I'm just going to stop saying things like that.
You were 0 for 2 on that play right there.
Yep.
It's a nice.
Wow.
Well played.
That was a nice move there by Reese Santa. Apparently not just a 3-point specialist.
Yeah.
That was some good pivoting there and finding his way clear for just a little jumper that.
So you're under 20 seconds here. See if the Mustangs can work this down, obviously, for the last shot.
And Henna's doing a nice job on defense against McDonough. Somebody's gonna want to put this up. Oh, Schlutzbaum goes in.
Oh, that's too bad.
Well,
you could hear the bench counting it down, and just wasn't able to finish it off. But the Mustangs hold on to that 2-point lead here going into halftime. And Eric, some good stuff there by the Mustangs. I really think that Coach McDonald's going to want to talk to them about that defensive rebounding, because I think Medfield on the offensive side of the ball in terms of the rebounding has really kind of dominated, especially that second quarter there.
No, I think Medfield looks like they're not a physically dominating team, but they're very smart. Like they are really doing a great job of kind of beating Norwood to the ball mentally in some ways. So I like they're seeing where the Kareem's going to go and the Karam's going to go, and they're getting there, or they're boxing out a little better. And so I think that's something for them to work on in the second half here.
It's also interesting in terms of half times now is we know that it's only just 2.5 minutes as opposed to what you would normally see where the teams go into the locker room, coaches have a chance to sit down and really kind of go over some stuff. Now you don't have that. So both all coaches have to almost kind of adjust on the fly, make whatever kind of changes they can, identify those areas to work on. Like you said, maybe rebounding, areas that the teams are doing well in. The up tempo kind of work. So.
And they have to do it all in a much quieter voice than I think they normally would in the locker room, because one, the other team might hear, and 2, concerned NCM broadcasters might hear too. So
all of a sudden, Coach McDonald's game plan goes out, from coast to coast, perhaps, if folks are watching. But again, it is kind of nice that we're able to bring these broadcasts, and I know that Brian Dunn's down there in the control room, and you and I've got it easy. We show up here at 6:15. We call this and we get to go home.
Exactly.
Brian and Mike, who've been here doing the camera, he's always here. They have to get here early. They set up. They make sure everything's working. We leave. The coaches leave. The teams leave, and these guys are sitting there breaking everything down. Yeah. So, hopefully out there in Medfield, the folks out there are watching their sons play tonight. I'm sure they'd like to be sitting in here. We'd love to have them in here. And then hopefully maybe this time next year for some of these juniors and sophomores, they'll be back here, next winter. And the Medfield parents will be here, the Norwood parents will be here, and we'll get back to some semblance of normalcy. But we're trying to do the best we can for everybody. So it's been fun to be able to part of these broadcasts. I know we did soccer all fall to, so it's been fun to be able to do all these.
It's absolutely been fun. As Medfield inbounds the ball, and Katsikaris brings it up. Zabaki is guarded by Wachowski. And Ariel kicks it back out. And Ariel again. And the Norwood bench is excited about this defense, I guess. Trying to pump their teammates up as Katsikaris fires from long. Misses, and McDonough, the rebound comes right to him. He pushes up to Joey Steves. Daniels goes hard to the basket. Can't get it to fall.
Go up strong.
Yep.
Oh, it's too bad. Great rebound, though. Nice move there by Daniels. Yeah, that's one thing that McDonald does preach, is that coming out here in the second half, you get the bench fired up.
Oh.
That's a nice shot. That's kind of how you can quiet that down real quick.
Yep. Ariel with the nice 3 there, give Medfield a lead. Yeah, one thing I'm noticing about this Medfield team is it seems like pretty much every player out there is comfortable handling the ball.
Yes, exactly. Yeah, that's a very good point.
Joey Steves going hard to the basket, can't quite get there, finds Noah Bodette out for the jumper, can't short. Steves gets the rebound and gets tied up under the basket. And the possession arrow is in Norwood's favor.
You see, and again, it's easy up here to be able to look down there and go, oh, maybe you should do X. But, something like that, as soon as Joey gets that ball, if you go straight back up, you put it down on the floor, that gives Medfield a chance to kind of regroup defensively. But if he takes that ball right back up, then you either have a chance at the hoop or the foul. And like that right there.
Like a strong baseline drive.
Strong to the hoop. You take it right to the hoop. That's a great, strong move along that baseline.
McDonough and Daniels pick their defense up high. Oh, Backy does use a sort of a pick nicely there to drive to the basket, but it's cut off by Wachowski. And Ariel, who, that seemed a little close over the back, but that's all right. Still goes to, Lawless did a nice job coming in for that rebound, just couldn't quite corral it.
Yeah, he really did. That was a very nice move on his part. Just lost control of it, but.
That was fortunate. And Joey Steves very heads up. Drive in and draws the foul there from Backy, I think.
That to me, that's got to be one of the toughest shots to try to make. Full speed, stopping and popping, because I would think that my momentum would take me right off the floor.
Yeah, given the fact that what he's doing right now is one of the hardest shots for me to make,
yeah.
I think I completely be.
Imagine if you're moving.
You want me to move and catch the ball and then stop and,
and
shoot?
Then shoot?
Are you kidding me? Joey makes the first. And the second. Nicely done. So definitely some energy off the Norwood bench now.
Yeah.
So again, I think, Ariel, who I think is, they're forwards, no problem bringing the ball up the floor. A nice job there by Bacciecchio, who drives and finishes that right over Wachowski.
And a smart move there also by Wachowski. He was there in position, but, rather than, do anything to draw the foul,
Yeah, he just kind of recognized it was lost. And Katsikaris finding Ariel again, out to Backy. Finds Ariel. And Bacciecchio, who finds Lawless out top for 3 attempts.
That was a nice little tip there.
Yep.
But again, Lawless wasn't able to bury that, but all that right down there, he certainly had a good look at the hoop. And that's strong to the floor, and I think Daniels really kind of hit his head there. He went down hard, and I think McDonald's just a little ticked that there wasn't a call on that, but boy, you could hear that from up here in terms of making contact with his head, and hope he's okay on that one. But
trainer's out to take a look at him.
Yep. So you just give him a chance there, but he went into the lane again, pushing that ball hard, and those bodies kind of get tangled up, and it's really you're up in the air, and you don't have a chance obviously to get your arms down or anything like that, and that can be dangerous. But I think he's just got to make sure that he's all right, catch his breath again like that.
Yeah, definitely.
And he's really, Demari's really been playing well tonight in terms of picking up that speed. You talk about, ball handlers on the Medfield side. Obviously, Daniels is one of the ones that Coach McDonald relies on to bring that ball up, to push that ball up, kind of be that initial general on the floor. So hopefully we'll keep an eye on him. Maybe it's just, you kind of get a quick little rattle and you get a drink of water and kind of get yourself set again.
Yeah, anytime you hit your head, you definitely want to be cautious there.
Yeah. So yes, it was amazing how quiet the gym got.
Yeah.
Oh, wait.
Yeah. I know, walking in tonight, I was realizing I was 50 minutes before game time. I couldn't hear a thing.
Yeah, I know.
So Bacciecchio brings the ball up, looks for Lawless out at the arc, finds Backy down on the baseline, back out to Lawless into Ariel. Oh, and Ariel doing a nice job to drop down into that. Oh, quick hands there from Wachowski. Pushing the ball up for McDonough there. Simmons out at the arc. Oh, look at that. They're forward, comfortable handling the ball.
Nice look, too.
Oh,
Bang.
Nice. Noah Bodette.
Great job.
Good job.
Once again, that was nice ball movement, too, and Bodette had a nice wide open look at that three. Was not to be denied.
Oh, a little short on that three. Wachowski finds the loose ball, finds Joey Steves, who finds Ryan Fitzsimmons, who then finds Wachowski, who goes up strong to the basket, can't get it to fall. Oh no, Bodette comes away with the rebound, finds McDonough out high. McDonough drives, floater won't go. Oh, and back he comes around with the rebound.
Some nice chances there by the Mustangs, a little bit hard off the rim on the back iron.
That was a really contested shot. I'm not sure that's really what Coach Grace is going to want.
McDonald will take another timeout here. The Mustangs, set to regroup. Looks like Daniels looks to be all right. Doesn't seem to be showing any worse the wear on that far side. But
yeah, seems to be. Hopefully, he'll be back in the game later, or get a little bit longer of a breather here.
Yep. It's kind of fun to watch Coach McDonald. She, I had mentioned she's constantly coaching these guys. You can see her whether she's on the floor if they're coming back up. She's constantly talking to them. She's got to probably, wear out that board. I remember sitting on the scorer's table last year and just being, that close down to listening how the coaches all work with these kids. It's just a real pleasure to listen to these all the coaching staff down there as they work with these young men. And I remember talking to her because she came up and did one of the soccer games with us. Mm-hmm. And we got to it was maybe during a break or whatever, and I was, just asking her about this coming season, and she was certainly hopeful that, they'd be able to get the season in, but talked about how special that first group of seniors and, her team last year was. And she had such a good time last year. And, they were one game away, from qualifying for tournament. And that was so exciting. And it came down to the last game of the regular season. So quite a successful start to her time up here.
So Katsikaris took a little stumble there. I don't really think helped that much by McDonough, more just the floor, but the bench was really pleased with that. Oh, and then
there you go.
Steves does a nice job to find Wachowski down low, and I think once he gets the ball in that little block, it's really hard to stop him.
Yeah. I think if he's down there where he was, it's one of those, you're just going to let him take that.
Yeah, exactly. Just get out of the way.
Yep.
Oh, Wachowski's going to take the shot.
Oh.
Not going to fall. Oh. And then Fitzsimmons called for a push in the back, I think, there.
And you could, again, you could kind of hear Coach McDonald, in terms of pushing that ball up, and Wachowski had that look, and I think, it's a nice shot, but you could hear as he's coming back up the floor, she's saying to him, you don't need that shot. You know?
Right, exactly. So just quick hands there by Wachowski. There's a nice little backdoor cut, and Wachowski's quick hands prevented any damage as Steve's rims went in and out. Katsikaris manages to come away with that. Vacchietto with a nice move and then draws the foul from Fitzsimmons, but they're waving it off. Foul before the shot. So
nice little behind the back move though by Vacchietto.
Daniels had gone out with an injury now, and Joey Steves is limping off. I think so. Matt Mahoney is going to come in for Joey, who's taking a seat. Got that knee wrapped, but it seems like it's the other knee that's bothering him, maybe the ankle.
Yeah, you can look across the far side, and the trainer is now making his way back over there just to take a peek at him. I see Joey's just kind of, looks like he's just kind of waving him off, saying he's okay.
Joey's another football player, so definitely. Oh boy. Plutzbaum comes down with that rebound in traffic that was entirely white shirts, but still. Oh, and Bodette looking for that three and couldn't get it to fall.
Nice look though. He had a nice look at that basket.
Wow. A nice little drive there by Caleb Lawson. Again, there's no one on this Medfield team who's unwilling to
Yeah,
to take that ball up and drive. So
yeah, he was able to kind of, basically separate, put his body between himself, the ball, and the Norwood defender, and then with the offhand, kind of just flick that ball in, and then comes all the way back here on defense, causes the turnover, sends the ball back Medfield way.
Some nice passing here from the Metro. Oh, and then finding our good friend Reese Hanna, the marksman.
Oh. Yeah, Hannah's been up there. I think he's their leading scorer tonight. Medfield's got themselves down, just only down 1 point.
So McDonough draws the foul, couldn't get the floater to fall, but still.
Yeah, once again, with that first step of Cam's, he sees that lane wide open, and boy, he's just going to take that ball to the bucket every single time.
Yeah, absolutely. And he sinks the first, so he'll get a rebounders. Get some company now down there in the key.
Bang.
And he sinks the second.
Money from the line.
Lost it, just couldn't get that one to fall. Oh! Yeah, it comes right back to Sutzbaum after hitting the heel of a Medfield player. So Daniels out near midcourt, guarded by Katsikaris. Oh, tries a little Euro step.
Lawson's, strong defensively there too. Good hustle.
Yeah.
Good hustle far side. You could
That's
see
a
that
good sign.
Katsikaris was having trouble handling that ball, and Bodette went right at him to try to, maybe get the turnover.
Good sign. Joey Steve's checking back in and seems to be walking fairly normally. Sutzbaum is subbed out. Ryan Fitzsimmons back in. Noah Bodette. Robbie Wachowski. Of course, Cam McDonough. Oh, good call for the block there. Wachowski.
Tried to see if maybe could pull on the charge there, but just didn't get the feet set.
Oh, going to let Wachowski sit a little with a foul there, and Brandon Francis just back in. Noah Bodette picking up Katsikaris out high. Hanna to Ariel. Going to put his man down. Pops back out. The three, and it goes. Kevin Cronin.
I think that's Kevin's first first points of the night, and those are big ones right there. He's able to tie the game up.
Kick there. Bodette tried the bounce pass to Fitzsimmons.
Ref down there to probably
checking to see if there's
clean up the floor as best he can there. So you got 26.7 left here in the third. So Mustangs will get that last shot clock off, so we'll get that last look.
A substitution here from McDonald. She's swapped out size for speed with Ryan Fitzsimmons going in and for Daniels, and apparently it's paid off. Actually, I'm not sure what happened there.
I think Ariel was holding Francis on that one, so
okay.
they called him on the hold.
Oh, I was of course looking at the Daniels Lawson battle, and
smart idea that again kind of get that ball into the backcourt, have them kind of reset, work the offensive set play here that McDonald's called.
But look, it's a good defense by Medfield, staying with their. Did you hear in the coach shout, "Keep a guy in front of you"? Bodette with the corner three.
Oh, it's too bad. It was a good look.
Francis and Backy battling for it. And I think they're calling the foul on Backy.
I think Backy got it again. So, not a shooting situation, but now you got 5 seconds left to maybe set something up here. Quick shot.
Medfield's going to get a substitution in as they take out Backy. I think, again, foul trouble. You want to
want to pick up that fourth here with less than 5 seconds left.
So Brendan Lawless checks back in for them.
Oh, he had him.
Oh!
Yeah. I think, again, it's easy up here, but Joey got that ball, and Daniels was, on the give and go wide open for the bounce pass, and he just didn't see it.
A nice little handoff to McDonough.
That's too bad. Had a good look there right at the end.
So we're going to the fourth quarter all tied up.
All tied up?
Basically set the score to 0, and whoever wins the fourth quarter is winning this game.
That would be the math.
I know, you like that, huh? That's why they pay me the big bucks.
So whoever scores more points here in the fourth quarter.
Well, that's not always the case. If they had a lead, then come on. They've been talking now for
that's why they pay us the big bucks.
Exactly.
But it is kind of interesting that it's only 30-30, and I think that's a combination of some strong defense on both sides, from these squads, and just a few missed opportunities here and there. Some baskets that they probably wish they had back. As McDonald said right there, Joey had a nice look for the give and go to Daniels and just missed it. But both squads have had wide open looks of stuff that has rattled in and out. So,
no doubt. And I think both teams are playing really strong, hard defense, and just each team's working for everything under the basket at this point. I mean, Norwood had some success early on with those stretch passes and really pushing the tempo, but that really hasn't. I think Medfield's adjusted really well to that tempo and has done a good job of slowing that down and forcing Norwood into a half-court set where they're maybe not quite as comfortable.
Yeah, exactly. So, like you said, you were basically 0-0 here, and we've got 8 minutes to see who can, kind of put this one away. Again, Medfield comes in 0-2, so they're definitely looking for that first win of the season. Mustangs would certainly at the same time want to pick up their second win. So. That stays Medfield's ball down there, but yeah.
Just couldn't quite get their hands on it, corral it before it went out of bounds for a fresh Medfield shot clock. McDonough again picks up his defense high, and Katsikaris goes right by him, but can't get that to fall.
That, again, that's to me a little bit representative of what's gone on this particular quarter, this particular game is, Katsikaris had a good look at the basket and just things are just rolling off. Players have not been able to quite finish their shots tonight.
Yeah, and I think, some of this pushing I think Norwood's also trying to drive the basket a little too often and just driving themselves right into a lot of traffic.
Yep.
Oh boy, nicely done there by Wachowski, and then he tripped there.
Yeah, he'd gotten a step on Lawless.
Yep.
And Lawless reached back as Robbie went past him.
Well, again, I think Robbie just that wide body. Lawless just couldn't quite get around him, despite I think having that a nice long reach there, and couldn't quite get there. Ooh.
It's interesting too because Medfield's got to be careful. They've already got 6 team fouls here, and we're still early in the fourth quarter.
Whoa! Daniels is going to take a long three. Well rebounded there by Lawson. Katsikaris looking to push the ball. Finds Lawson. Lawson out to that. Oh, actually, well done there by Lawless.
Flying in there, yeah.
Kevin Corner was out. Here we go. Hannah with the long three and doesn't get that to fall. McDonough's going to push. Oh,
Yep.
And then Hannah went up. If he just stayed on his feet, he might have actually been successful there. But.
Yeah, and you can hear Coach Grace you take that charge, step into that lane.
This is the first of 2.
But that puts the Mustangs in the bonus for the rest of the way, and that's 7 minutes and change right there.
So Schlutzbaum in for Wachowski. McDonough makes the second, giving Norwood a 1-point lead. And we've got Lawless pushing the ball up, finding Hannah. He's going to step back for a 3 and a little strong. And then good rebound there by Matt Mahoney. Daniels again driving to the basket, finds Mahoney out for 3. Front rim.
Just came up short.
Lawless. Oh, that's out on.
That's off the ref.
That's off the ref. But good quick hands there by McDonough.
Yeah.
To mess up that pass enough that Lawless wasn't able to corral it. We've got Steve checking back in for Mahoney.
That's too bad. Carl was right there, good position, just wasn't able to pull that one down.
Second hand on that.
Yeah.
There we go. No, but that, oh, and then I think maybe this ends up being a foul there by Lawson. And with Norbert in the bonus, it's 1-1. So
yeah. So like I said, this is Mustangs still have a number of fouls to give, but for the rest of the game, every foul is going to send a Mustang to the line.
No Bodette. Let's see if he can make Medfield pay. And he does. Swishes the first. Okay. Now we got Mikowski checking in and Daniels checking out.
You mean that's the thing too about McDonald. She rotates these guys in on a constant basis. Great offensive read. Great job.
Yeah. Oh, I think that one they didn't call it a jump ball. They called a foul. All right. Yeah, I mean, if you're going to run an up-tempo game, you gotta.
You need the guys to be able to run it. Yep.
Yeah, and I think we've called everybody's name on this roster except for two, and I'm not sure if maybe there's some injuries, on the team. I think Zayed Ade and Jaimario Correlius. But I've seen one player over there with nicely done by Carl to hit the deck and corral that loose ball.
And that's been kind of fun too, because we certainly called Carl's name quite a bit, this year for the soccer team, until he had that injury, the concussion, and to see him come out and play, just as strong as he does at this particular job, working down low, grabbing the rebounds, doing the dirty work, stuff that very often doesn't show up, but stuff that, diving after loose balls and whatnot. And that foul right there has probably got to drive the Medfield coach just kind of a little bit crazy, because you kind of had the Mustangs out of sorts a little bit, diving after loose balls, and still managed to pull the foul here.
Steve makes him pay with that first to two. Yeah, no doubt. I think they just got a little aggressive. They've done a great job of trapping, and then just a little too physical. Joey,
two big hoops right there. Two big hoops right there.
So, two-possession game.
Yep. Yeah, some nice work early on here by the Mustangs in terms of ball movement. Again, real scrappy. I mean, you look down the other end, though, and I think this has been kind of like the story of the game. That Medfield has had a number of decent looks at the basket. They've had a number of drives to the basket, and they're just not able to finish. A couple times, bad bounces here and there. And so Grace has got to get his kids to kind of settle that down, and they need to start hitting, obviously, some of the shots. If they want to pull this out.
They've had the open looks. If they start falling, this is a very different game. But so far, despite some great ball movement from Medfield, they just really haven't been able to capitalize. And they've done a great job on the defensive end. Just unfortunately, there, I think a little too aggressive. They've done a great job of putting, like you said, getting Norbert out of sorts and trapping Joey with the ball. But then just a little too aggressive and kind of landing on the back and gave the ref no choice but to call the foul. So.
What's interesting, too, is, I think early on here in the fourth quarter, there were a couple times I think Medfield was looking to launch up those threes when they may not have necessarily needed them. Sometimes these guys get a little, it's that thrill of hitting that big three when it's, maybe there's a better shot or a better pass down low.
Right.
Someone like Hannah, who's got a great, fantastic shot, comes in early on this fourth quarter and launches a couple threes that don't go, and it kind of changes a bit of the tempo. So see what happens as this fourth quarter winds down with 5.5 minutes left.
Again, and Norman's playing decent defense too, right? They're cutting off the drives, but I think Medfield's decided they're going to kind of live and die by the three. And fortunate for them that miss went right to one of their players. But
once again, they launch up the three that doesn't work.
Oh, McDonough can't quite get it to fall. Oh, but then
Good call there. I think McDonald is like, let's work a little bit of the clock,
Yeah.
bring the ball out.
Yep.
Constantly calling the plays here for these guys. Nice short range. That's
yes.
a great roll.
Elbow jumper there for
Yep.
Steves, who's really had a great game.
He has at both ends.
Yeah.
At both ends. So it looks like Cam picks up the foul there. Looks like it was just his first. So I think foul-wise, the Mustangs are in fine shape. There certainly isn't anybody that I think Coach McDonald's got to worry about.
No, certainly not this late in the game.
No.
Right? I think they can. Rocky looking to drive, and then Lawson making the turn, and Strong.
Trying to get the call from over the far side.
Got some junior refs over there on the Norwood bench who are trying to help out here. Machieccio with a up fake, and then manages to get around a whole bunch of white shirts. Oh, and then unfortunately for him, just corrals that ball and then gives it up right away to Cam McDonough, who's going to slow things down a bit. See if they can't.
Yeah, that's a smarter play, is just to kind of slow it down. Medfield's going to probably be what we just saw there, be a little bit more aggressive. They find themselves down only 4, but again, with a foul situation, everything going to the line for the Mustangs, I think you're going to see Medfield taking some more chances trying to pick those balls off.
No doubt. But then it's on Norwood to make them pay for it, right?
Yeah.
Like, right now, they'll give that, right? They've stopped the clock. They're not giving up any points if Norwood can't sink these free throws.
Yeah, exactly. It's a way to come back on that.
To get that second one.
It's nice. Mustangs increase their lead now to 5.
Oh, but they're just not doing a great job of boxing out, giving Medfield those second chances.
Yeah, and
they're
that's
doing a good job to cut off passing lanes and the like, but.
Just a little strong, but also a great. He was in right position and good for Carly. Gets himself all the way back there on defense.
Yeah. Oh.
Seems like last weekend when someone's like trying to launch the ball from Walpole to try to put that one in. And if I'm Coach Grace, I might not want that shot taken.
No, certainly not. Although they've got to. They're not down by that much.
Right,
they don't really need to start.
You're down 3 with plenty of time.
So nice strong move from Joey Steves to the hoop there. Just couldn't quite get it to fall. And we'll have Daniels check in for Bodette.
Now keep an eye on 14 Hannah, certainly one of their shooters from outside.
Katsikaris to Lawless, to Ariel, who's short. Daniels looking to push, but I think, you hear Coach McDonald saying, we don't have it. Oh,
strong up there.
Kowski does a nice job. And gets the foul.
We had talked about that earlier, and I remember, Joey had it underneath the basket once and didn't go right up, and at something like that, Robbie had the ball, went immediately up, draws the foul. Strong play.
You're built like Robbie Wachowski. You probably feel a lot more confident going straight up under the basket.
That's true.
See if we can get this second one and bring it back to a two possession game.
Witkowski's such a competitor, though. I mean, you can just see, disappointed in missing that one. And the thing about this is just to kind of regroup, refocus.
Unfortunate there. Steves can't quite come down with that. So Medfield can tie on this possession if they. Baki to Ariel, to Hannah. Looking to Baki with a cut. Oh, can't finish. The Norwood ball.
Norwood ball, yeah, but again, it's great that that's Norwood's ball. Mustangs really got to work on the on those rebounds. You know,
Yeah.
Backy there had 3 or 4 shots at pulling that ball in, and they shouldn't be giving them any chances. They need to really work on blocking those guys out.
Yeah, and it's the guys crashing from the arc who are really giving them trouble. Daniels finds Schwartzbaum, who finishes this time nicely. Well done,
That is
Carl.
a great assist. That is
some great
such
ball
a
movement, great
great
passing.
assist. Yep. That's a big hoop too. That's a big hoop by Carl.
Oh, there we go. McDonough comes away with it. Carl again going to the ground to fight for that. Baudet finds McDonough. McDonough finds Steves. Daniels out high again. He's going to drive. Kick to Steves. He's looking for 3. Doesn't get it to fall.
I'll tell you, Steve's launched that one from right here in front of us, and boy, it certainly looked like it was on its way in, didn't it?
It did. It really did. Oh, nice little move from
spin
Wallace
move.
there.
Great spin move. Boy, Lawless has been quite a name that we've called on a number of occasions for Medfield. That was a big hoop.
Yeah, that was a great little spin move there to give himself the space to take the shot and then to make it. Really
yeah, I mean
impressive.
that's quite a a little turn of events there. Joey doesn't make that 3, which would have put Mustangs up obviously that much more. And to Lawless and Medfield's credit, they come just right back down the floor. Lawless makes that great spin move, keeps it to a 3-point game. Minute 30 left. There's still obviously plenty of time.
Yeah, no doubt.
And I think my hope is again, the foul situation has really kind of worked in Norwood's benefit. There's still quite a while till Medfield finds itself in the bonus. So hopefully the Mustangs can, again, take advantage of that particular situation where they're going to be constantly going to the line if Medfield needs to stop that clock. I'm sure right now the coach is looking for the turnover, the rebound, obviously, with a $1:30 left. But
and only down by 3, right?
Right, exactly. But as time ticks off, they're going to have to start to, hopefully we'll put them in a position where Medfield will have to start the fouling situation.
Yeah, and you see McDonald puts out a lineup there with, her strongest free throw shooters at this point because, any foul is going to get you to the line. So
it looks like Medfield's going to come out here on the full court press.
Yeah. So you've got Baudet, Wachowski, Daniels, McDonough, and Steves on the court for Norwood. And they're about to lose the... Oh, and Daniels does a nice job to seal off and get that. And now he's going to back it out, take some time off the clock.
Yep, you can see McDonald's trying to tell these guys to kind of, spread it out a little bit, work that clock down. Look for the good shot. Look for a good, solid shot here.
Here.
Great rebound, bring it back out.
Reset the clock.
Yep. Smart play. We've talked about going right back up with the ball, but Robbie knew there was no reason to do that. He had possession, kick it back out, burn a little bit of that clock, and that's exactly what the Mustangs are doing right now.
Daniels did well to recover there. He got bumped a bit by Lawless and lost the handle slightly. Yep. Joey goes strong. Can't quite finish that. Yep.
So you got to get back here on defense here.
Push, finds Baki out high to Lawless. Katsikaris.
That's a good switch. They were able to switch on that one.
To their 3-point shooter. Oh, and fouled.
Good work on Hannah's part, though. Again, your first inclination of some of these guys might be to try to stop, pop, and take that 3 when obviously you're down 3, but you still have the time left here. He saw that lane opening, drove to the hoop, almost could have picked the hoop and the foul.
Yeah, absolutely. And makes the first of 2, and this is.
So Coach Grace here will take his timeout.
So do you suppose he tells him to miss intentionally so they can get the rebound at the 2 points and tie, or?
Well, it's funny because you can see him looking over here to see exactly how much time is left. You got 22 seconds left, so obviously the shot clock is off. The hard part is with Medfield being in the bonus that even if they touch the guy, he's automatically heading to the line. So it's not like there's going to be a foul and they got to reset and then get the ball back in. So, but it does make things a little different this year in terms of the number of guys that are going to be in that lane for rebounds. We
Yep.
saw it happen earlier where there was only, obviously, the 4 guys, and the shooter's able to get his own rebound.
Right, because the
no
shooting
one-
team has got numbers, right?
Yep. So, be interesting to see what Hannah does. Hannah's certainly been a strong shooter for them tonight. I don't want to say anything's certainly a guarantee. They call them, as my wife says, free throws. we sit up here. We would have made that. We would have made that.
No, I never pretend. I got no hope.
Nope,
In this game.
nope.
Yeah, I come from a long line of terrible basketball
I
players.
figured if I could hit the rim on a free
Yeah,
throw, I'm kind of,
My-
that it doesn't completely go airball.
No, when I played, my game was entirely hustle. That was all I could do. I would work harder than anybody else, but that's because I had no skill. I didn't have size. I didn't have speed.
But I mean, you do look at it in terms of an intentional miss this year. They're all Medfield's got all the numbers out here by the line. Hand on the other hand was not to be denied.
1 point
So
game,
yeah,
see if they could-
full press
There
here.
we go. Yep. Coach McDonald got the timeout just before the pass was made there.
Yeah, boy, I tell you, that is just so difficult. You watch that full court press, and that requires obviously a lot of stamina on Medfield's part in terms of those guys sticking with their player and knowing when to, for example, collapse down and cause that trap. And on the other hand, boy, from the Mustang standpoint, being able to find the open man, making that that pass, it's just such a tricky thing to beat. And so I'm pretty sure that McDonald's figuring Medfield's going to continue to do that down here, pressuring the ball, not giving Norwood a chance to kind of get that ball into play. So we got to figure out exactly, and I think McDonald was asking the ref where that ball is going to come in, if it's going to be here on the side or if it's going to be out underneath the Mustang basket. Because that's going to depend on how you draw up that play in.
And I can never remember when it is that you're allowed to run the baseline. You're inbounding it when you have to stay in place. I don't remember.
That's above my pay grade.
Yeah,
so.
I never. The last time I played in a refereed basketball game, I was 8.
So it is coming in underneath the Mustang basket here. Once again, these are big play here to get this ball in.
Could have gone early there. I don't understand.
Picked up the foul. Yep. Again, Medfield, the coach is like, all right, that's not a bad, didn't burn off a lot of time.
Yep.
Again, if I'm Medfield, I'm gonna make Norwood earn it at the line here.
Absolutely.
Money,
That's gonna
huge.
do it, so.
Yep. So McDonald's, she's not even going to put her players there underneath the basket.
Might want to get back there and
Yep.
defend.
Yeah.
Oh,
it's
does
a
nice
really
job.
nice-
They're both.
Nice
Back
work
off,
by
off.
him.
See if they can keeping them out high. Some good defense from North. Oh, and there's Hannah for the tie. Oh, but what rebounded by? Oh,
He's not able to do it all. And the Mustangs are able to survive.
Wow.
I'll tell you, though, boy, what a great look by Hannah at the end.
Oh, yeah.
He's got that 3-point, and he's kind of a catch and release. And he was able to just barely miss that one as the Mustangs are able to survive tonight to head to 2-1. Medfield, falls to 0-3, and, that is kind of a shame right here. We see everyone's kind of wrapping up, and, Coach McDonald from across the way goes, hey, thanks a lot, guys.
Yeah.
As opposed to the traditional going through the lines, handshakes, and all that kind of stuff. And, there's no cheering. We don't hear the crowd getting all kind of excited about that. But what a great win, here by the Mustangs tonight.
yeah, absolutely. And
Yep.
and Medfield really made them earn it, right? No doubt. My heart's still racing a little bit for
Yeah.
this final,
Yeah,
final moment. So.
It is. It's funny. You almost kind of forget that you're calling a game because
Yeah.
I'm just sitting going, "Oh, this is kind of
Yeah,
fun to watch."
exactly.
And I'm like, "Oh wait."
Exactly.
But what a great night tonight. Norwood again goes to 2-1. They'll travel to Medfield and finish that one up this weekend. against the same Warriors and maybe pick it up to 3-1.
That would be fantastic.
Who knows? Who knows? So, for Eric Bodenhopper, I'm Mark Hoover. Again, we want to thank Brian Dunn for putting all this together, and Mike O'Donnell, who comes up and is always here working these cameras. He was at every soccer game. He's been at hockey games.
I'm starting to think they keep him in a closet
I think
here
they
at the
do.
high school and roll
yeah,
out.
they break him out for all of the sporting stuff and all of the camera work that we need to help at NCM, and he helps us out greatly. So, once again, your final score here, Mustangs were able to win this one. Again, they turned the scoreboard up.
I think it was 41-38.
I think we won by 3.
Yeah.
Well, I know the Mustangs won by 3 tonight and improved their season 2-1, while Medfield falls to 0-3. So for everyone here at MCM, thanks very much for tuning in, and have a great night.